Okay, make sure you are centered in the camera frame for the speaking sample. I am. Let's go, Habibi. Do you think parents should be held responsible if their child causes trouble at school or in public? Why or why not? You have 3 minutes to speak. Oh my god, that's a lot of time. Do you think parents should be held responsible if their child causes trouble at school or in public? Why or why not? Okay, then let's go. From my point of view, I think parents should be held responsible for uh, all the trouble, all the troubles that are caused by their child, and the reason is just simple. Um, the first school for every child is their home, and the first teachers in for every child in their life is the first teachers are their parents. So I think if a child is like uh, older than 2 years and he is able to walk, run, and speak, then the parents should pay attention to their children from that age, and they should just start teaching them some basic sort of uh, ways out on how to live, and also some basic rules of living. And I think I have seen many parents who just tag their children to the public parks in order to uh, spend some time with their children. And I've seen the children throwing trashes on the grass on the field instead of just throwing them on the trash cans. And I've seen parents not paying enough attention to that. I think parents should pay attention to them, and that is the best place to teach them the lesson for their life. And that is the best place to teach them that you should throw the trash in the trash can. And that's the reason why the trash cans are being have been installed here. But I've seen so many parents ignoring them and just not really paying attention to them. And I have the same case should be at school. Before sending their children to school or to school, they should teach them the manners on how to behave with the classmates, how to behave with teachers. And that is one thing that parents should consider teaching their children. And if any trouble or any sort of problem is created or or caused by the child, then I do think that the parents must be held responsible, and the principal should call the parents and hold the parent meeting and tell them to pay attention and be more attentive towards their children, and to be more attentive towards their manners and their to teach them the way on how should they behave in public places, how should they behave with people, how should they behave in school at class. And that's the reason I think parents should be held responsible. Thank you so much. Studying for a foreign language is required some school overall. Do you think it's this a good thing or a bad thing? Okay, so from my perspective, I think it should be must. It should be must to it should be must for students to study a foreign language in schools, and I think there is one simple reason behind that. If you're speaking one language, you are one person. If you're speaking two languages, you are two person people. And if you're speaking three languages, then you are three people. And the more languages you speak, the more personalities you will have. I think language is something which just solves all removes all the obstacles for you if you go to the particular country. If I'm speaking Pashto, then I won't have any sort of problems going or roaming around Afghanistan. If I can speak English, then when I'm going to an English speaking country, then I can solve all the problems myself. I can just go around, I can just visit places, I can buy goods, and I can do groceries and everything my own. I wouldn't need any I wouldn't need the help of any other person. And I think studying a foreign language must be required in every school because, and particularly talking about the foreign languages, I have to say the languages which are the international languages, because if you study Spanish, then when you're going to Spain or other European countries, you will find it really easy for yourself to just solve all your to obtain your everyday needs without the help of any tourist guide. And I think learning a language doesn't only have this the ease and traveling. I think it is also one of the ways to study in more different to study about one particular topic from different scholars around the world with and also get advantage of different numerous books around the world in numerous languages. Also, uh, it also it also prepares the opportunity to work in different countries, because if you want to work in a country where the national language is Arabic, then you have and you already know you already understand Arabic, then it will be super easy for you to get that job and work there. And I think it learning a language is a good thing which should be must in every single school, because one, it will make you one more person. If you are speaking two languages, you are two people. It will broaden the way of studying for you, and third, it will ease the way to go around, travel and work in other countries. Thank you. There are many different types of intelligence. Do we agree or disagree with this statement? Use examples for personal experience. There are many types of intelligence. Do you agree with disagree with this statement? Use examples from personal experience and observation to explain your perspective. Prepare to speak about the topic. Well, what should I talk about? There are different men. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? Use example for personal experience. I think yeah, of course, of course. Okay, so I see completely eye to eye with the statement that there are many different types of intelligence. Well, talking about my experiences from my life, I have seen so many people having dive in intelligence in various aspects of life, or in various arts, or in various things. For example, one of my friends who wasn't really good at studies, but he had that beautiful talent and business. He was a successful businessman from even class sixth. He used to he had okay. So basically, his father had a cow farm, and he used to go there and work there, and at this age of just, I would say, 11 years old, he was that successful in his career, in his business, that he used to earn 20 to 30,000 Afghanis every single day by just selling one or two cows. And this was his mindset. Like when I used to just think the way he used to deal with the customers, the way he used to do his business, this was an intelligence, a talent that not everyone has gotten. Talking about another intelligence, like I'll talk about another classmate of mine, which was really good at studies, and he used to just uh, learn every single thing from the book. Like when we used to come out of the exam, and when we're discussing the questions and the answers, then if he had some sort of a doubt in a question, he used to just start from the first line of the page in the book from his mind. Like he used to memorize all the books, and I was like flabbergasted by the intelligence that he had, because it is also an intelligence that you are able to memorize every single line of the book, which is not really necessary, to be honest, but still it is intelligence. And other people have intelligence in music. They have such beautiful voices that they can make you cry, fall in love, make you happy with their vocals. Other has intelligence in musical instruments. They can play the guitar, they can play the piano, they can play the violin, and they can make you they can just control your emotions with the way they play those instruments, which is out of the world, amazing. Okay, so other intelligence that I have seen is that many people are good at sports. Like I used to play cricket with my team with my cousins, but one of my cousins is really good at playing cricket that none of us was. Okay, man, this was really hard. It took a lot of time, and I'm not really okay. Prepare to speak about the topic below. How might certain foods or ingredients be understood as representative of the cultures they come from, provide support your personal experience in observation to support your opinion. How might certain foods and ingredients be understood as representative of the culture they come from? Okay, so talking about the possibility of how certain foods or ingredients can be considered as representative of a culture they come from. So basically, let's talk about an example first. Whenever you heard the word of pizza, so the first country that comes into your mind, or the first culture that comes into your mind, is Italy, of course, because it is the birthplace of pizzas. Um, like that, if someone just talk about sushi, then the first thing that you're thinking about, the first country that you're thinking about, or the first community you're thinking about, is Japan, because that is the homeland of that. Similarly, if I talk about Afghanistan, so if I talk about Bolani, this is the most beautiful and famous dish. Or let's talk about a dish which has a worldwide, what do we say, popularity, and that is kabuli palau. Kabuli palau is an Afghan dish, and it is eaten worldwide almost. So if someone in the US is trying or eating kabuli palau, then the first thought that comes into their mind is that this is from Afghanistan. So the Kabuli Palau is kind of representing Afghanistan and Afghan culture in foreign countries, and this is, I guess, um, uh, this I guess completely true that certain foods which are coming from the central countries are definitely representing them worldwide. So as I've given the examples of pizza and sushi, those are the two examples that can be given. Or as we can say, the French fries. That is another example which can be given. So I think the reason why foods are representing things is that first they get famous in one place, and after that, by the passage of time, as their popularity increases, so they're spread worldwide, and when they're tried in the any kind corner of the world, then they automatically represent the country uh, where they were made or cooked for the first time. Let me give you another example. Turkish chai is one of the most popular chais in the world. I don't know about you, but it is popular in Afghanistan, it is popular in India, it is popular in Pakistan, it is popular in foreign countries like US, Canada, and even in Turkey itself. Whenever the foreigner visit Turkey, one of the things in their bucket list is trying the Turkish chai, which is completely popular. So, if Turkish chai is drunk in any corner of the world, it is representing Turkey for the chai. Okay, test is now completed, I guess. Look, 125, 135. Impressive. Thank you so much. This was a really hard one. Okay, prepare to speak about the topic below. What do you think is the best way to remember what you learn in a lecture or meeting? Explain your response and give an example from your experience. Okay, what is the best way to remember what you learn in a lecture or meeting? What is the best way? I have attended numerous classes in my life, and I've also been in an quite number of meetings in my life. And talking about my experience, that how I used to get to remember what was discussed in a meeting and what was taught to us in a class or in the lecture. then the first thing is, of course, to take notes. If you are in a meeting, if you're attending a lecture, or if you just want to keep some sort of information with yourself from any place that you are attending or from any meeting that you are attending, then I think the best way is to just take notes. And here I want to give you a small tip. Instead of writing the full sentences in each and everything from the meeting or lecture, it would be great to write some sort of shortcuts and a piece of paper. And the shortcuts must be okay, so the shortcuts must be in a way that you have to remember them, or you have to understand them after that lecture or meeting. And another thing, this is the smartphone era, and you have your everyone has their smartphone with them wherever they go. So for me, I think the best way would be, if there is a special, some sort of a special information on the slide, on the presentation, on the board, just take a picture of it. And this will help you just, see that anytime after that lecture or anytime after the meeting, and you will just, you can revise everything that is in the photo. So smartphone is also a great way. And I think the first, principle of just taking away some sort of information from a meeting or a lecture would be to be you have to be all ears to that particular person who is giving you the lecture. Because if you're not really attentive in that time, then if you just take a picture or any take notes, you wouldn't be able to understand that after that time, if you weren't attentive at the moment. So if you're in a meeting, if you're in a lecture, cut away your relationships with each and everyone in that class or with your phone, and just, make your mind empty from all the thoughts of outside, and try to be all ears to that person who is giving you the lecture or who is talking in the meeting. And this will help you remember most of it after it. So this is from my experience. Submit. That was hard. Not gonna lie, and this was a really hard one.